What controls you? The people? Parents, politicians, police, priests? The men and women of the mass media? For everything in life we're told, any person who's ever told us anything has an agenda. And any person who's ever told us anything has the opportunity to control us. So we have to be our own teachers, right? The birds are free. All they need is a gust of wind, a few crumbs, and a few twigs for a home, and no limitations. Why aren't we free? Society protects us, it homes us, but it both entombs us and it imprisons us. So too does the term normal, which erodes individual creativity. So be aware of the term normal, and be aware of society, and be aware of things which entomb us for security. If we modify our behaviour, modify our identity, and modify our destiny to avoid the mockery of others too afraid to stand out for themselves, we won't meet the most impressive, creative, and giving version of ourselves. You are being controlled until you're able to say you're being controlled by external influences such as our societies and families, and even by the state mass media propaganda. We are controlled not only from the outside in, but also internally from the inside out, by a voice called the ego. The ego, created by the mind to protect against the emotional and social instability found in life, creating self, but taking us away from a divine state, tells us how to react. The ego tells us how to feel, what to say. Ego controls our arms and our legs, like the state propaganda controls the arms and the legs of the media illiterate. Ego creates the thoughts, which then becomes actions. So we're controlled externally and internally. You are controlled until you are able to say you are being controlled. We have to expose our mind for others' perspectives. Until we can let the light into our squalid enclosure of the mind, it schemes in private. Expose your opinions, especially if you fear the result. How else will you find the truth? Without getting very good at being wrong, you won't get good at being right. When we seek the truth, and family and friends and society all differ, like for Galileo, for Newton, for Tesla, will we bow to the control of the majority who point and laugh? Everyone knows that the sun transits around the earth. From how special we are, from how special the earth is, the sun has to go around us, not us go around the sun, says the ego from inside the private mind. Emotion controls us, so the ego steps in. State propagandists manipulate this mechanic using emotive talking points. Through emotion, we find external and internal coercion. They tell you, we've had enough. We've had enough. And a voice inside seizes the moment to transplant one's own emotional fury, inadequacies, traumas, unfairness, etc. onto the scapegoats, the targets suggested as to blame for all of our failures, all of our society's failures, whatever you like, however you feel. Minorities and people we see every day, we blame, rather than the billionaires that you've never seen face to face. You seen a billionaire face to face? Because I haven't. So we seize our own control. We man our own ship. We choose our own diet of information and stimulus. We choose soft and positive rather than hard and negative. Each narrative has an agenda. Each lesson hides as much as it teaches you. Each teacher, too, for power over you. Teach yourself. Relearn with broad perspectives. Don't let anything narrow your perspective. Internally, if we get emotional, the ego steps in, so we must learn to experience emotion without the reactions that it tempts in us. We then gain control when we choose how to react to whatever stimulus it tempts in us. We then gain control. Observe emotion come and go. Don't take it personally. Watch emotion come and let it pass. When we recognize external control and our own internal control of emotions and accept them to the point of relaxing in the face of them, it's like being at the center of a storm, observing the action and chaos from all around from a place of pure stillness. Only from this place of pure poise and stillness can we think and act with clarity. Hence, all the bad actors, including one's own ego, seek to interrupt our connection to the center, to our center, and deny our cross-referencing the things that we are made to feel with what is true and helpful to all living beings. So you can be told whatever you like, but is it a benefit to all? You've been given a chance to blame and hate. So listen. Hate is selfish reality incarnate. And we have to overlook the childishness of tribalism, which is selfish reality incarnate. A world of paradise and freedom from control, or a hell of our own selfish prejudices, begins from inside. Expose your thinking and feeling and reform your errors until we are without coldness. We are beings of warmness that give and give. Find your voice. Make paradise on earth for all. Shine in all directions at all times, or try your best to. Give. Use calm and reason. Find connections. Make spaces better. Allow others to be free. Let them challenge your love. If feelings define our empathy, work on reflexive feelings, i.e. the feelings that we have without conscious control. Find control. Peace. Finally, one of the ways that emotion controls us is fear. Fear is maybe one of the most powerful of our deceptive emotions because it prevents us from finding our individual selves. For example, there's I saw like a National Geographic documentary once about a guy who's an electrician on pylons, and as a kid he was terrified of electricity, and he decided to combat his fears on the recommendations of his father. And combating his fears found him, eventually his destiny was to work on pylons, and crazy job. And if he listened to his fears, he'd have never found that job. But he went against his fears, his irrational fears. Sometimes we listen to our fears as though it knows better, but can it be wrong? Can your fears be wrong? Yes. So find, through the things that you fear, find in them what interests you or what repulses you. Explore it, because inside that will show you something about yourself and about your destiny. And you'll realise that your fears were irrational, and they're trying to divert you from your true calling, away from true friends, true partners, and your true calling. Fear is a darkness which hides everything around you. Love, however, illuminates and finds connections.